What's up, everybody? I recently bought this used Frigidaire 5000 BTU Window AC on Facebook Marketplace, and I need to clean it before I install it. So I'm going to show you guys how I clean it. This is the version that has manual knobs, but there is also a version with an LCD screen and a remote control to it. This compressor uses refrigerant type R410A. The window screens are still attached. Let's remove them. So we got to pull out the hard plastic outer frame and then slide out that vinyl screen straight up and away from the unit. Repeat the same on the other side. There are 4 screws holding the railing at the top of the air conditioner. Remove the screws, then pull out the railing. There is a screen filter on the front of the AC. You can clean this out about every month. So pull this one out and let's get it out of the way. Before removing the front panel, you will have to remove 2 screws on the lower side of the front panel. There's one on the left and one on the right. You'll also want to pull the knobs out before removing the front panel. Just pull them straight out. The front panel is held in with tabs, so pry the tabs away from the AC to remove the front panel. I used a flathead screwdriver to help me with that. If you have the version with the LCD screen, don't yank the front panel off, because there will be a ribbon cable that is attached to the panel and you will damage it. So if you have the version with the LCD screen, set the panel down so you don't put stress on the ribbon cable. So there are screws with some plastic gaskets all over the metal covering. You'll need to remove those screws. There are 4 on the left side. There's 1 on the right side. There's 4 on the back. And lastly, at the top, there are 2 screws. I used a Phillips head screwdriver to remove those screws. I didn't record that part. So here are all the screws that I pulled off. Some things to note: the 4 screws on the top railing have a pointy tip, and they also don't have gaskets. The 2 lower side screws on the front panel are long and don't have gaskets. Now the rest of the screws have gaskets. You'll see 2 rusted screws in the photo. These are the 2 lower screws in the back. You do not have to remove them. In the back, there are 4 screws, and those 4 are shorter than the top and the side screws. With the screws off, pull the cover straight up. Let's go ahead and take a look at how dirty the inside of it is. The coil in the front is known as the evaporator coil. The coil in the rear is known as the condenser coil. The fins get clogged up with dust, and that decreases the ability of the AC system to work to give you cold air. That's why we're cleaning this guy. In this spray bottle, I poured half water and half cleaner fluid. I'm using Coil King because that's what I have. Alternately, you can buy a cleaner in a compressed can. I will put some links in the description of the video. So spray the AC liberally, focusing mainly on the coils and any of the dirt areas that you want cleaned. Let's take a close look at that dirt that you can't see with the cover on. Let the cleaner solution sit on it for about 15 or 20 minutes. Now we're ready to wash it down. I recommend using the shower setting on the nozzle if you have that. Look at this beauty. Look at all this corrosion. In the areas with high corrosion, my high power stream was damaging the fins, so go easy with the water pressure. After you're done washing it down, let it air dry for about an hour or so. Let's go over some tips for putting everything back together. The big metal cover goes straight down from the top. From the rear, looking to the front, the metal tabs will sit against the styrofoam. On the right side, there are two tabs where the metal cover slides in. One is seated correctly in this photo, and the other one is not. Notice the tabs when inserting the front cover. I start by seating the top tabs, and then I press in the rest. Of course, don't forget to replace the knobs. Other things to note. That cleaner solution is harsh on vegetation, so your grass may yellow out a bit. I left the power cable with the GFCI stay in the pool of water, and 2 hours after cleaning, I tried to turn on the AC and the breaker kept tripping. So I let it dry overnight and it worked fine afterwards. So a word of caution, you may want to let it dry overnight before turning it back on. It is also not recommended to let it sit on its side, so don't rest it on its side to dry. As far as how often one should do this, the recommendation is about once a year. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. There's more information in the description of the video. Thanks for watching.